So I just came back to this website. I never ever closed it. I closed one of them. I had two windows open. This is in regards to the copyright strike stuff that I keep talking about and the Blood Moon stuff. And this website here, I was trying to come back and look more into it to try to figure out why this one shows the red and like the NASA one doesn't. This one shows May 13th as red and whatnot. Anyway, last night when I tried to do it again, this website would not load. It keeps coming up like this. And this was like right after I made the video. So I just want to try to type it in again here just to see if it still does it. And it still does it. And it did it last night, and I just checked right now, still does it. Now check this out though. I've never ever seen a website say something like that. Usually it says like 404 not found or something else. I've never seen one say over quota. Look at over quota in Gematria. 134. May 13th, the 134th day of the year. I talked about a 134 over and over and over. Are you telling me that they don't want me to know about the 134? Absolutely ridiculous. It's just crazy. And actually, look at it here. It actually says 503 over quota. At the top, 503 over quota. Let's just type in 503 to start off. 503 just so happens to equal 91. Remember, the copyright claim that I got was 91 days after the video that I put up that they gave a copyright claim on. I talked about the 91 being a bad number, a number in regards to death. Let's type over quota with it. 503 over quota, 135. If you do that as a date, 13/5, May 13th. Also, I showed the relationship between 134. I'll just type it out here. 134 equals 115. 135 also equals 115. Another thing in regards to the 91-day span, so I said it was 91 days after I put this, well actually to 5/7 here, because that's the day they gave me the copyright claim. It was a span of 91 days. But if you go from 5/13, the day that they're showing me, and you go 91 days after that, it takes you to August 12th. Now this day, I have a whole video on this in regards to World War III. There was a whole bunch of stuff. Just a lot of Philadelphia and all kinds of stuff connected to this day. A lot of 71. Can't even remember it all. But I have a whole video on it. I'll leave that in the link. This day just had a lot of foreshadowing for a big event as well. And I guess the main reason that I mentioned that in regards to the 91 is because World War II began on September 1st, 9/1. And interesting, if you write out World War III in Gematria, it equals 69. Just like back to back, just like Cleveland Cavaliers. I mean, a ton of stuff I've been talking about. We've seen a lot of deaths around the number 69, David Bowie. Just type it in really quick. So, even in regards to Israel, on November 29th this year, it will be the 69th anniversary of Israel being recognized. And they were recognized by this. $165, which is interesting because that's the other number that YouTube was showing me, and it has a relationship to 5/13 because 165 days is also sometimes 5 months, 13 days. Also, isn't it kind of funny? Like, over quota, I said usually you see something like 404 not found or something other than that. Well, that just really sticks out. Remember Pope Francis arrived in America on his 923rd day as being the Pope, but he arrived at 4:04 p.m. Pope Francis in Gematria equals 404. Prince Charles in Gematria equals 404. If he becomes the king, his wife will become Queen Camilla equals 404. The book of Revelation has 404 verses. Also, I talked about how the King James Bible supposedly came out on May 2nd of 1611, but I can't find anywhere if it says they used the Julian calendar or the Gregorian calendar. Interesting, if they were using the Julian calendar, May 2nd hasn't actually happened yet, so it's still in the 404th year. May 15th will be the 405th anniversary. So just interesting, May 13th is just 2 days before and whatnot. But May 15th also an interesting day because of it's 515, right? And I talked about how Donald Trump is 15 years, 51 days older than Obama. Queen Victoria died 51 years, 15 days before Queen Elizabeth became the queen. Pope Francis turned 15 years old in the year 51. Also remember, King Charles III in Gematria just so happens to equal 134. The small way, King Charles III equals... Oh, I just noticed something, but the small way King Charles III equals 80. I took this calendar12.com thing, and because I can't figure it out, this is the only website that does it. It's kind of a bummer because I want to look through it and try, but I don't want to lose the page and not be able to like pull some of this back up, But anyway, I typed in calendar. Let's type in calendar12.com. It equals 215 and also 80. Let's type it in here. King Charles 1, 2, 3. The small way equals 80. So interesting that this website would have Gematria connecting to the 134 and also, King Charles III. Also the 215, I talked about Prince's death in regards to how it's connected to Vanity's death, who also died at the age of 57, and she died on February 15th, 215. I'll leave a link to my blog. There's a whole bunch of other stuff I talked about with the 215 in regards to that. It even involved the NBA season and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Cavaliers are followers of King Charles in the English Civil War. But anyway, what I said I noticed in here, King Charles III equals 300 in Jewish Gematria, and I saw the letter X also equals 300. X has been a huge theme this year, especially with the Super Bowl, especially, in regards to the Black Panther theme, in regards to Beyonce Knowles, like I've said before. And the reason that I got the copyright claim was because of the Coldplay and Beyonce video. Beyonce Knowles, 168. Queen Elizabeth II, 168. Cleveland Cavaliers also equals 168. But just interesting, the X theme, I talked about that in the Super Bowl, how the Broncos scored 24 points. X is the 24th letter. They won. The Panthers scored 10 points. 10 is X in Roman numerals. In Gematria, in regards to just Black Panthers and whatnot, well, not Martin, Malcolm. Malcolm equals 24. His real last name is Little. Little equals 24. And then, of course, Malcolm X. And then Beyonce even wore the Michael Jackson stuff, the Michael Jackson tribute with the X on it. Check out Michael Jackson's full name in Gematria. Michael Joseph Jackson. 197. Identical to Prince. .197, identical to Charles. Well, to LeBron, but Charles equals 207. I've shown this so many times, I'm sorry for dragging it out. Charles equals 207. If you write out 207, it just so happens to equal 197. But yeah, just gonna leave it at that, making a short video. I feel like this 404 stuff is still significant. I could be wrong, maybe it had nothing to do with the 5-2. Maybe it was just the Gregorian calendar. But I just found this interesting when I tried to go back to this page again, and it still won't load, and it equals 134, once again showing me the May 13th date, and then they even highlighted it in red, and no other website does it but this one. So, just trying to piece together this puzzle, but have a good one.